I'm walking you through today a client case study, which is honestly one of my favorite ones ever because we went through such a shift in such a short amount of time with this client. She, on our intake form, wrote on there, I don't get any leads from Instagram. She literally was not getting a single lead from Instagram. She'd been posting content on there daily, consistently showing up there, but she was not getting any leads. And just 2 months into working together, she was booking 3 sales calls every single week from her Instagram specifically. So just 60-day transformation. This is such a big shift from her. And she really went from getting 0 clients to actually consistently getting leads and clients from her Instagram. And the best thing is, she hadn't ever before this signed a client from Instagram, literally not a single one. And she was already 2 months later seeing the results and seeing the big shifts from this really, really quickly. And I'm going to walk through how we actually did that together. What did we shift? What did we change? How did we get this result so quickly? And how did we get her booking so many sales calls every single week? As I said, in just 60 days, we really turned this around. She's been 3 sales calls every single week. And she was also from this as well, having multi 4-figure sales days. And she was every single week having 3 to 5 sales calls on her calendar. And also her close rate as well was getting over 50% for the first time ever. So let's walk through what we actually did together, how we actually shifted that. The first thing we did was we really nailed down how she was signing clients for her. And we really mapped out this whole process of when people were finding her on Instagram, what happened then? How were we nurturing those people? How did we actually sign those clients? And we really just mapped out a full process for her. So she actually knew what that pathway was for people because she didn't really have a pathway before. It was very much a putting content out, hoping to get followers, hoping that they'd just reach out to her about working together versus having an intentional plan. This is obviously so just individualized and specific and personalized for every single business. But we really worked through this for her in terms of, okay, how are people finding you? Okay, how are we nurturing people? How are we sharing about our offer? How are we getting them to actually take that step, etc.? And actually strategically planned out parts of her Instagram for each area of that. So she actually, for the first time ever, had a sales strategy for Instagram, which flowed really naturally, flowed really well for her, felt really good as well, and got her results really fast. So that was the first thing, was actually the strategy of how are we actually taking these people in her audience to be clients through the things we're doing on Instagram. The second thing was, while she had, yes, been putting out content before we worked together, she was consistently posting. It wasn't actually really working for her. It was getting her followers, it was getting her fans, essentially, of people saying, love your content, that type of thing. But it wasn't getting any actual leads or clients for her. So we really shifted this strategy and got intentional with what she was actually posting. We really made sure that every single piece of content was not just random. It was not just trying to get followers. It was really focused on a specific proven content formula. And again, she went from her DMs really being filled with the love your content, this post was super helpful type things, to actually an inbox of just really dream clients reaching out to her specifically from the content shifts. So with this, we really want to make sure the content itself is actually intentional. The content is getting people towards working with us, not just following us. And I see a lot of people making that mistake of the content just gets people towards following you. And we hope from there, they're going to talk about working with us and they're going to want to work with us. But we don't actually really think about, okay, how can the content help us to sign clients, help us to get leads, etc. So that was a really, really big shift we made with her. And then the third piece, we really had to shift her mindset as well on top of all of these things, because she had been stuck doing all the things. She had been that person who, she was not showing up to do the work. She was showing up consistently for her business. She was posting. She was trying to do all the engagement hacks and show up and do all the things to get clients, but none of it was working at the time. So once we'd got all these strategy pieces nailed down, she had actually a sales strategy. She'd really fixed her content. So that was really working for her again. We really had to shift her mindset as well and get her out of that place of feeling really overwhelmed because she was doing all the things. So we really, and this is a shift that I do a lot with clients, had to get her focused on, okay, now that we've got that strategy, let's allow us to really focus in on this and drop the rest. Forget everything else that is not working, is not getting us results. Don't try and shop in all the places. Don't try and do all the things. Let's just focus on the few key areas that are actually working for you. And we were really able to get this data after about a month of working together and really focusing on this. But it's really important to actually see that to get all these clients, and especially for this person in particular, she was working less at the point when she was getting 3 sales calls booked every single week than she was when she was getting no clients and no leads at all from her Instagram. She was working less at that time because she was just being more intentional with where her time was going and what she was actually doing. And she actually noticed, okay, these are the areas which are making the difference. These are the areas which are getting me results. So I'm just going to focus in on those. I'm not going to worry about anything else. And that is such an important shift because it means that you don't actually get overwhelmed. It's actually sustainable doing all of these things as well. So they are the big shifts which I made with my client to take her from I do not get any leads on Instagram to getting 3 to 5 sales calls booked every single week in just a couple of months together. If you found this helpful, make sure you give the video a like and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you do not miss any videos from me, because I put out so many strategies, tips on how you can do this exactly for yourself in your own business. And on that note, I will see you in the next video tomorrow.